Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hardwood Insights podcast. I'm your host, Tristan Wilson. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed. It really means a lot. I know I haven't posted a video in a couple weeks, maybe. Just been busy doing some other stuff. Haven't gotten to posting a video, but besides the fact I have been tuning into the games, it's been a fun playoff series with all new faces being in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. Well, besides Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic, they've been there before, but basically all new teams. Um, just we're gonna get a new champion, so that's gonna be fun. So without further ado, let's get into the podcast. So today we're gonna be getting into Game One of Celtics Pacers. We're gonna highlight some of the things I saw in that. We're gonna talk about Game Two, what I think is gonna happen there. Then Game One last night between Mavs and Wolves, what happened there. And then if we have enough time, if this isn't running too long, we're gonna do a little bit of a draft, uh, mock draft. Probably just the lottery. But if you guys want, I'll do a full video of a full 2-round mock draft if you guys would like. But without further ado, let's get into game one, Pacers versus Celtics. Um, it was a good game for the Pacers. It was they had a chance to win this game, being up 3 with only a couple seconds left in regulation, and then Jaylen Brown hit that three to tie the game and at the end of regulation, and then they ended up winning the game in overtime, which was unfortunate for the Pacers. I felt like they had this game in the bag, and then just a few careless mistakes towards the end of the game costed them the win. And this could have been a big win for the Pacers. Could have set the tone for this series. Could have forced the Celtics to kind of like play their cards, show their hand a little bit, get them on their backs, if you want to say. Um, because so far this series, the Celtics haven't been down in any of the series. I know they've lost both game twos to Cavaliers and to the Heat, but they haven't been down in either playoff series at all. So with the Pacers winning this, hypothetically winning this game, this could have been pretty big for the Pacers. Could have set the tone. Few key things I saw was that Rick Carlisle, uh, a lot of people were talking about this on social media on Twitter. After the game, his decision to not foul because they had a foul to give at the end of towards the end of the game. Uh, he chose to not foul, and that resulted in Jaylen Brown hitting that three. He has been notorious in his playoffs for choosing to not foul and when they're up three, and a couple of those games it um resulted in them losing. Um, there was one game in the Knicks series, I want to say, where they had the opportunity to foul up three, and they didn't take it, and they ended up uh I believe I'm thinking about the right game where the Knicks ended up winning that game. Um, no, I'm sorry. That's the Chris Middleton game where he hit the three to tie the game in the Buck series. But that's a coaching decision where I think 9 times out of 10 you would foul. I know on the broadcast they were saying that you should foul there. Um, so that's one thing that I saw for the Pacers. Um, Another thing that I saw was that the Celtics, when Al Horford is guarding someone in space 1v1, especially in that mid range, he he's just a little old. I don't want to like be rude, but he's just a little old at this point in time. Where, yeah, he's great defensively, help side, in the paint a little bit, but trying to guard like a there's a couple possessions where Andrew Nemhard kind of got in his bag and got in and scored over Horford. There was a couple possessions where Siakam scored on him, and just that's going to be a something that we're probably going to see change in Game 2 here tonight, I would assume. Just something that I saw from in that. Drew Holiday had a big game offensively. He had I believe 28 points. Yeah, 28 points. Um, which was his biggest offensive output this whole season actually, which is kind of crazy. But that's what you get when you trade for Drew Holiday. He's the ultimate team player. He's gonna do whatever it takes for the team to win. You had Jaylen Brown with 26. You had Tatum with 36. Horford gave you a nice 15, and same with Derek White. Um, One thing that I really didn't see, which helped the Pacers, was that the Celtics bench only gave them 13 points. Um, and like Peyton Pritchard gave him 8, but it was also a minus 15 off the bench. So he was giving up. Well, when he was on the floor, the Celtics were giving up more points um, than they were scoring. So that's going to be something to look at because you figured the Pacers, they have a lot of depth um, with a lot of guys coming off the bench. You figure T.J. McConnell give you 13, and Toppin gave you 15 off the bench. So that's 28 points between the two of them off the bench. Siakam had a good game. You want good games from him the whole series. You're gonna need him to excuse me. You're gonna need him to perform well in order if to win this series. Same with Miles Turner and especially Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton has to be aggressive. He can't have those games where he had against the Knicks where he had like 6 points or whatever. Cannot cannot happen, and that didn't happen this game. He had 25 and 10 assists on 8 for 18 shooting, 6 for 14 from three. Would have liked to see a little bit higher percentage from the field. It's gonna get a little bit more difficult once Porzingis comes back. He's gonna have that paint on lockdown. But overall, it's been a good game. Gonna see a lot of probably high scoring games. The pace is gonna be high. Um, which the Celtics can run with them, and they're gonna score a lot, but Pacers gonna have to pick their poison on defense. Um, they don't have the greatest on ball defenders. I mean, you got Nemhard and you got Neesmith, but they're a little on the small side when you're trying to guard Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They're a little bit bigger, and it's going to be difficult for them to. Um, Ultimately, I have the Celtics winning this in probably 5, maybe 6. Um, I'd probably go 5. I would have gone 6 if the Pacers did win this game 1, but probably gonna be a 5-game series here. But then again, who knows? Many people thought that the Knicks were gonna not wipe the floor, but win that last series, and the Pacers took it to 7 and ended up winning. And here they are, 4 games away from the finals. Um, Moving on to Mavericks versus Timberwolves last night. I have the box score pulled up here. Kyrie and Luka combined for 63 points together. PJ had 13, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. Derek Lively played really good. Daniel Gafford had like 10 points. I believe Lively had 9, but also like 11 rebounds. You had a really good game from Jaden McDaniels. He had 24 points, 6 for 9 from 3. Cat struggled a little bit on offense. He still put up 16 points, but shot 6 for 20 from the field. Did have 3 offensive rebounds, which kind of like Gobert with 12, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. Anthony Edwards, only 19. He was struggling a little bit out there. A little bit during the end of the game. They were seeing that he was a little bit tired. Um, there was a little bit of speculation that he was not feeling 100% with some sort of injury. I haven't seen anything about that from ESPN or whatever. So that's just a rumor at the moment. Kyle Anderson provided some good points off the bench with 11. Naz Reid had 15 points off the bench as well with 3 3-pointers. This was a really good game. Um, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch too much of it. Uh, I'll take the blame on that. I didn't watch too much of it, but I did catch the ending. Um, it was a back and forth game for the most part. Um, I it was a good game. I feel like the Timberwolves obviously kind of sold the game a little bit there. They had the opportunity to win, but didn't. Um, just this losing this game on your home court is it hurts because now you have to win this next game at home, or else you risk going down 0-2. Um, and you lost already home court advantage with the Mavericks coming to Minnesota and stealing game 1. There the Mavericks already took home court advantage there. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. You saw in the last series between Denver and Minnesota, Denver lost both games at home and then went to Minnesota and then won the both games there and tied the series up and then won game 5 at home. So it's not the end of the world, but would have liked Minnesota to win this game here. Would have liked to see Anthony Edwards play a bit better. I know defensive scheme for the Mavericks is to contain him. But gotta find some ways to score and score efficiently. 6 for 16 from the field is not the greatest at all. But I do like the fact that he is still providing some help on offense with facilitating and just just facilitating the offense, trying to get the other guys going. Being as he's not going, so he's he's trying to get his other teammates going. So enough with that. I'm kind of wrapped up there. So we have a little we have a little bit of time here, so we are gonna go and do a mock draft of the lot of this year's lottery. It's a little late to be doing this, since the draft lottery was already done on Mother's Day. But as you guys have probably known, the Atlanta Hawks jumped up from having the one of the worst odds at the first overall pick at 3% to jumping up and landing the first overall pick. It's really gonna be a interesting draft to see if they're gonna trade the pick or not, and if they're gonna trade Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. And they're probably going to trade Clint Capella here in the offseason. I've seen that a lot being thrown out there. So a lot of big boards, a lot of other networks have mocked Alex Sarr to the Atlanta Hawks here at number 1. That's what I think also. He's a 7'1" power forward / center. He's mobile. He can defend very well, very, very well. Would be a lob threat. Gonna need to develop that 3-point shot and just a little bit of a offensive game. He's still raw as a prospect, but has the intangibles to be a good offensive player. So that's gonna be who I draft number 1 to the Atlanta Hawks. Now I am gonna be only doing the lottery, so this will be the 1st to the 14th pick. So I'm not gonna be going through all of it, but like I said earlier in the video, if you guys want to see a full 2-round mock draft, I will do so. So yeah, with the 2nd overall pick, the Wizards are on the clock. This is a team that needs they just started the rebuild, and they don't have a whole lot of talent on the board. I mean, yeah, they have Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, Tyus Jones, Danny Avila, but like Poole and Kuzma, I don't see being here the long term, and same with Tyus Jones. They did draft Bilal Koulibaly from France in the last year's draft. He's been a great defensive player, has shown some offensive flashes here a little bit. This is a team where they really don't have a center, so you're looking at Donovan Clingan. I don't think he's going to be drafted this high, but again, this draft is very weird, I guess, where anybody can go really anywhere in the sense of prospects, just based on team fit and what they need. This is also I've also seen Nikola Topic mocked to go to Washington here. He might fall a little bit because he got injured in overseas where he's playing at. They're playing in the finals over in Serbia. So there's a chance that he falls just a tad. He won't fall too far because he is pretty good. You got Zachary Richachet. Sorry if I said that really wrong. It's a little bit of a difficult name to pronounce. I promise I'll get it here in the future. Once he gets into the league, I'll get it down. But this is where I've also seen him go to the Wizards here. But in this mock draft, I got Donovan Clingan going to the Wizards here at number 2. 7'2". He's gonna be good defensively, gonna lock down the paint. Going to a team where they don't have a starting center. They really don't. So picking him here at 20. He's won 2 national championships with UConn, so he's got experience in winning. So gonna be a good pickup for the Wizards here. So with the third pick, the Rockets are on the clock. Now they are playing with house money here because this is the pick that was traded from Brooklyn to the Rockets in the James Harden trade. I've seen a lot of Rob Dillingham going here. I've seen some Matas Buzelis going here, some Reed Shepard, um, even Topic. I don't think Topic is going here. I like the idea of Dillingham going here. Um, just giving them a scorer off the bench alongside alongside Cam Whitmore. That would be a great offensive duo off the bench. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for the Rockets here at number 3. I'm gonna go with Rob Dillingham. He's a great offensive player. A little shaky on defense. He is smaller. I didn't even know he was 159. Holy cow. Um, but 6'2". He's obviously small at 159. Not gonna be the greatest defender at all. Um, but he will have the tools to learn on defense behind like Fred VanVleet. You wouldn't call him a slouch on defense. He's not great, but he's not a slouch. He puts in the effort, so he'd learn. He would have a great mentor there. Um, and yeah, I mean you got Men Thompson who he can learn from also. So great pickup for the Rockets here at number 3. So with the 4th pick, this is the San Antonio Spurs. This is where I don't see any other reason why they do not go Nikola Topic here at number 4. 6'7" point guard. Gonna give Wemby the ball. This pick is all, he's already been drafted. He's already played a whole year. This pick is all about helping out Wemby. So I got Nikola Topic going number 4 overall to the San Antonio Spurs. He's gonna be a great point guard for you in the future. Hopefully, gonna be a generational point guard for you. Gonna help win some championships. Hopefully for the Spurs. Gonna revive the dynasty over here with Wemby. So with the 5th pick, the Pistons are on the clock. Had a 5th pick last year and the year before. Yeah, they had because they drafted Jaden Ivey, and then they drafted Asar Thompson, and then they have this pick here. So I'm not really sure who I think is going to here. So let's look at their depth chart here. So they got Kate Cunningham, obviously. They got Jaden Ivey. I don't know why this is all out of order. Like, you're not going to be starting Taj Gibson and Buddy Boeheim over like Asar Thompson or even Simone Fontecchio or Jared Roden. You're gonna obviously start Jaden Ivey, which Monty Williams did not do a lot during this season. I see them going for a 4 or just somebody to shoot. They need some shooting. They need some. They need a lot of stuff. You could see Zachary Richache. He's got a shot. He's got a decent 3-point shot to him. I've seen Matas Buzelis going to him. Now his shot in the G League was not well at all. I believe he shot under 30%. I want to say he shot 28% from 3, which is not good at all. But he was a decent shooter back in high school. So hopefully some scouts are looking at him and are thinking that last season was just a down year for him. You got Ron Holland, who could also go there. Cody Williams, who could also go there. But I'm gonna go Zachary Richache. Again, if I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. From out of France, a 6'10", small forward, power forward. Wouldn't put him at center, but can play small ball center for you. Out of France, he can shoot. He can put the ball on the floor. Gonna be a good pickup for the Pistons here at number 5. Getting a player who is arguably the top ranked prospect in this draft at number 5. So great value there. So at number 6, the Charlotte Hornets are on the clock. This team is in shambles. they they're not the greatest team. They need a lot of help. They got LaMelo. You drafted Nick Smith Jr. You obviously got Brandon Miller, who's had a great rookie season. You got Mark Williams, who I like also. You even got Trey Mann, who's a solid backup point guard. Um, I gotta be honest. I see them going Stephon Castle here. He's a 6'6" point guard. Could also play the shooting guard. Heck, even can play a small forward role. Great defender for UConn. Won a national championship alongside Donovan Clingan. Great team player. He could be a lead guard even for you. Shot is a little shaky, but good mechanics. Has great potential to be a good shooter and great defender in the league. So put him alongside LaMelo and Brandon Miller. That's going to be a great backcourt for the Charlotte Hornets. So I'm going to go Stephon Castle out of UConn, the 6'6" freshman, going number 6 overall to the Charlotte Hornets. So number 7, we got the Trailblazers on the clock. If I didn't have Donovan Clingan going to the Wizards, I could have had him going here to the Trailblazers. I don't really like the fit of DeAndre Ayton on this team. I don't see him being here long term. Also, if Zachary Richache, again, if I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. Fell a little farther. He didn't go to the Pistons. I would have had him going here also, but alas, I don't think he's gonna fall all the way down to 7. But if he does, this would be a great fit for the Blazers. We got Bazelis. So going off of players that I think can go here, we got Matas Bazelis and Cody Williams. Maybe Ron Holland, but basically I see these two, Matas and Cody Williams, going to the Trailblazers here. And I'm going to go Bazelis. He's got a lot of potential. 6'10", small forward, could play the 3, could play the 4. If he plays the 4, he's got to bulk up just a little bit. I believe he is, if it would pull it up, yeah, he's 208. I mean, it's okay in this day and age, but I would like to see him maybe get up to like the 215, 220 range. If that is possible, but I know his game is not the most physical based, more skill based, where he's creating his own shot and stuff like that. So, gonna be a great piece alongside Scoot Henderson and Shaden Sharp, and if they keep Anthony Simons long term, gonna be a great fit alongside him as well. So at number 7, we're taking Matas Buzelis out of the G League Ignite. 6'10", 208, one of the younger players in the draft as well. So Number 8, the Spurs are back on the clock. This pick is from the Raptors in the Jakob Poeltl trade. So we had them select Topic with the number 4 pick. So we already got our point guard. We have Devin Vassell, so we don't really need a shooting guard. I mean, if you want to, you can get a shooting guard to back him up. We have Keldon Johnson, who may or may not be here long term. We got Jeremy Sochan, and we got Victor Wembanyama. So we're looking at players on the board here. We got Reed Shepard, we got Dalton Connect, we got Ron Holland, we got Cody Williams, Isaiah Collier, Jacoby Walter. Looking here, I'm going towards Ron Holland, 6'7". He can play that three spot. He's going to be great defensively. Going to give them a great defensive identity between him. Topic can defend a little bit, and obviously Victor Wembanyama can defend. I mean, he averaged like 3 blocks a game this last season. So I'm going to go Ron Holland here. He's got to improve on that shot if he wants to be really successful in the league, but he's got great defensive tools, already a good defender, can be a great defender in the league. So number 8, I'm going to go with Ron Holland going to the Spurs out of the G League Ignite. So number 9, we got the Memphis Grizzlies on the clock. They're a team that is just looking for supporting players. I mean, if they didn't have all these injuries to John Morant, to Desmond Bane, to basically everybody on the roster, it felt like last season, they would have been in the playoffs. But they had the worst injury luck of like almost all time. I feel like, not quite, but I'm exaggerating there, but you get the point. If they didn't have all these injuries, they wouldn't be in this position, but they are. So that's kind of helping them out, getting a player to support their bench here. I kind of like the idea of Dalton Connect going here. He's one of the older players in this draft class. He's a great shooter, great scorer, going to be a great piece off the bench. Can play. He's 6'6", could play the 2, could play the 3. So I like the idea of Dalton Connect going here at what is this? Yeah, number 9 to the Grizzlies. 6'6", 197 at 22 years old. Averaged 21, one of the leading collegiate scorers last season at 21 points. So number 10, we're almost at the end of the lottery. So we got the Jazz on the clock. They're a team that could use a point guard. I know they were experimenting with Keontae George playing the point near the end of the season. But you're looking at the rest of these prospects that are on the clock, and you got Reed Shepard. I don't think he's going to fall any farther than this. So I got to go Reed Shepard here. I feel like it's a no-brainer. Surprisingly, one of the better athletes in the class. I mean, he had a 41-inch vertical. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he had tied for 4th in the vertical jump. So, I mean, he's one of the better shooters in the class, one of the better playmakers. 6'3". They have him listed as a shooting guard, but he's honestly a point guard. Gonna be a great fit over in Utah. At the number 10 overall pick, gonna give the ball to Lauri Markkanen and everybody else on the team. Gonna be a great fit over in Utah. So number 11, I'm sorry. We got the Bulls. Now, I've seen a lot of Dalton Connect going to this team, and I don't know why. I feel like they shouldn't select a player that's already 22 years old, because me as a Bulls fan, now I'm going to be a little biased here as a Bulls fan, but they they're a team that needs to rebuild. So there's no point in drafting a 22-year-old rookie for a team that's should be rebuilding, but thinks that they are competing. But bias aside, I think this is a great spot for Cody Williams to go to. 6'8", shooting guard, small forward, power forward, can create his own shot. Um, got a decent three ball. Got to work on it a little bit. Like a lot of the players in this draft class, their 3-point shot isn't the greatest, but he would be a great pickup for the Bulls at number 11. So I'm gonna go with Cody Williams, the younger brother of Jalen Williams, out of the one that plays. Well, obviously both of them play for the Thunder. The one that was drafted out of Santa Clara. Um, so the younger brother of Jalen Williams. Sorry, I'm really getting confused here. Going to the Chicago Bulls. So the Thunder on the clock. Obviously, if the Bulls didn't take him, I would see the Thunder taking Cody Williams to pair him up with his older brother. But they didn't. They missed out on that. So, all jokes being aside, this is a team where they need a lot of. I think they could use some size. Now, on this draft board, we have Zach Edey. This is not a team that would want Zach Edey. He is, to put it nicely, too slow and way too well. I want to say way too big, because you got Chet at like 7'1", 7'2" on the team, but it just doesn't fit in with the style. Um, but I'm seeing Tijon Salon and maybe even Kyle Filipowski. It could be a little high for Kyle Filipowski, in my opinion, going number 12. But I do like the idea of Tijon Salon going to the Thunder. I also do like Jacoby Walter. Now he is another guard going to the Thunder, where they have, as you can see, a lot of guards on the team. I mean, even though he's listed at power forward, Jalen Williams is like 6'6", and same with like the other Jalen Williams. He's listed at center, but he's like 6'8", 6'9". So with that being said, I want them going for a little bit of size. I think they kind of realized that they need a little bit of size in that Dallas Mavericks series. So this is a perfect opportunity to get some in Tijon Salon. And he would fit it right in as on this team, because he's tall, but he also has a great offensive game. Can space the floor a little bit, and can put the ball on the floor as well. So we're approaching the last couple picks of the lottery here, with the number 13 pick going to the Sacramento Kings. So they got De'Aaron Fox, they got Davion Mitchell, they got Malik Monk, who could leave in free agency, but just as of right now, he's still on the team. We got Keegan Murray, Kessler Edwards, Sabonis, and just some notable players. You got Harrison Barnes, Trey Lyles. I'm not really sure. I couldn't really tell you who I think could go here. Just looking at the players on the board here, we got Isaiah Collier, I don't think they need another point guard. Jacoby Walter, if Malik Monk does go somewhere else in free agency, that would be a nice pickup, a good replacement for Malik Monk. When they drafting Jacoby Walter, you had Zach Edey. Not not the team for Zach Edey going to the Kings here. You got Kyle Filipowski, could possibly go to the Kings here. Devin Carter, again, I don't think they really need a point guard. Tristan Da Silva could go to could go to the Kings here. So for me, it's between Jacoby Walter, Filipowski, and Tristan Da Silva. Now, they got Sabonis who could run the 5, and if they get Filipowski, could also interchange them. As I said earlier, they got if they go with Jacoby Walter, that might mean they're losing Malik Monk in free agency. But if they do not lose Malik Monk in free agency, you got a great backup shooting guard. If you do decide to get rid of like Kevin Huerter, because he didn't have a great season last season, so could get Jacoby Walter there. I think they're gonna go with just highest overall, basically. So I'm gonna go with Jacoby Walter going to the Kings here at number 13. One of the better athletes in this class. I don't remember exactly what his vertical jump was, but it was pretty high in terms of the people in the players in the combine. But really good offensively, has the tools to be really great on defense. Going to the Kings here at number 13. So with the last pick in the lottery, we have the Trailblazers back on the clock. This is from this is from Golden State. I don't remember what trade this was involved in. But we got Zach Edey, we got Kyle Filipowski, we already got Matas Bazelis with the 7th overall pick. Like I said earlier, I think they should go with a big man. So I'm gonna go with I was gonna go with Filipowski, but I think they need more of a defensive big man, and Filipowski is really not that. So I'm gonna go with Yves Missi, over guys like Filipowski and Zach Edey. Just trying to get a defensive presence on this team. So we're gonna go with Yves Missi out of Baylor. So 2 Baylor players going back to back in this draft. Really gonna be a great defensive big man for the Blazers here. So that concludes the lottery, and so we're just gonna go back over our 1 through 14 selections, and we're gonna wrap up the video. So we got Alex Sarr going to the Hawks. We got Klingon going to the Wizards. Rob Dillingham going to the Rockets. Nikola Topic going to the Spurs. Zachary Rishache, again, if I butchered that, I'm sorry, going to the Pistons. Stephon Castle going to the Hornets. Matas Bazelis going to the Trailblazers. Ron Holland going to the Spurs. Dalton Connect going to the Grizzlies. Reed Shepard going to the Jazz. Cody Williams going to the Bulls. Tijan Salon going to the Thunder. Jacoby Walter going to the Kings. Yves Missi going to the Blazers. So let me know what you guys think about this mock draft for the lottery. Let me know if you'd do anything else, if somebody's too high, if somebody's too low. Um, just overall, what do you guys think about this mock draft? And let me leave a like on the video and subscribe. Tune in to all my other videos in the future. That'd be greatly appreciated. And thank you guys and have a nice day.